Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 7 of the Newcastle CM here on FIFA 19. We start with the fixture that was just played in real life at the previous weekend, Brighton at home. IRL, it ended 1-0 to Brighton. We're hoping to not replicate that and do slightly better with Newcastle in this particular episode. We then Southampton next week and Cardiff in the Carabao Cup the week after that. Now Brighton are 2 places and 1 point above us in the league. Southampton are 19th. So that should hopefully be a pretty straightforward victory. And then Cardiff, who we've beaten in the league already, are bottom. But of course that was a cup game, but we have already beaten them in the Premier League earlier on this season. So I'm hoping for 4 points from the Premier League today. A draw against Brighton and a win against Southampton would be what I would expect. Although, on recent form, who knows what will happen. And then I would very much like to get through against Cardiff in the Carabao Cup. We'll have to wait and see. Like I say, this fixture was played at real life at the weekend just gone. And Brighton came out 1-0 victors. So I'm hoping that we can reverse that if possible. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on further content. Of course, there'll be a My Player episode later on tonight, starting Season 2. And the plan is to take any possible loan bid that comes in for me from anyone. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But for now, we're going to concentrate on the Premier League, and it's Brighton at home. Matthew Ryan in goal for Brighton. Saltor, Akpaguma, Dunk and Bernardo at the back. Jahanbach, Stevens, Pröper and March in the midfield. 4-4-1-1, so replicating or copying my formation with Pascal Gross and Florian Andone up top. No names really stand out in the Brighton team, but they do play well. Managed by a former Newcastle manager, of course, in Chris Hughton. Pascal Gross out to Solly March. I'll have that back, thank you. Forward there to Ozzy Perez, and then on the counter we can go with DeAndre Yedlin's pace. Hopefully Matt Ritchie can keep up with me. He's done that well. We're looking for him via Ozzy Perez, and there's a 1-0 lead. That's an extremely well-worked goal. I'm pleased with that. I've taken a number of shots from Matt Ritchie's right foot so far this season and not been successful. It's mentioned in, I think it was the last episode, that I wanted to make an effort to try and take more efforts on his left. And we've done exactly that there. Really nice move that ends in a tidy finish. He scored against Manchester United. He scored against Brighton. Matt Ritchie gives us a goal. And donate. To Stevens. Jahanbach. Pröper to Jahanbach. Back to Davy Pröper. To Jahanbach again. But thankfully the Iranians giving the ball away. Max will just get this into Philip. Around the corner there nicely to John Joe Shelby. Skips away from the challenge. And I'll play Ozzy Perez through that gap. He takes it in his stride really well. And there should be 2, but it isn't. Thanks to a wonderful block from Akpaguma. He's come out of nowhere there and just flown across. He's not even in frame as we start the replay. And he just arrives. What a challenge. That was outrageous. Matt Ritchie with the delivery. And there's the near post flicked on header that looked like it was perhaps on target. It's going to drop here to Key. And he finds only the hands of Matthew Ryan. Very nearly 2-0 on a couple of occasions there, but unfortunately, Brighton have held firm. Half an hour in, it's still 1-0 Newcastle. Pröper to Pascal Gross, out to Jahanbach. Nice tackle by Max, but it's fallen back to the Iranian, dinked into the middle, and Andone's there, and an equaliser for Brighton. As we very nearly made it 2-0 at one end, and straight up the other, and they've scored. Get lucky there, and as it switched to the defender in the middle here, I just couldn't get him to react in time to actually challenge for the ball. Really frustrating as Fabian Schär just stands there as Andone dives in front of him. No attempt to play the ball by the defender. Pröper can't get there, and Brighton have pulled themselves level. Nice interception by Max. Let's try and build. Ritchie's there. Could play 1-2 here, and we've done that nicely. And Ritchie's in behind again. Lewis Stunt can't react to the run. Now I am going to look for the man in the middle and try and pull it back to a teammate. There's Kennedy. It's blocked by Bruno. We'll drop to Shelby. It's blocked by Bruno. And they will eventually clear their lines. Oh, that's so frustrating. Going in at half-time, 2-up would have really given us a boost in the second half. But it looks like it's going to be level at the break, unless they, in fact, find themselves going 2-1 up. But this time, Fabian Schär does react to the ball. And this time, we do clear it. Yedlin. There's Key. Max has come short, which will help. Looking to spin and then play Key in again, but the best of passes from the German. Davy Pröper inside there to Stevens. Pascal Gross. Stevens, Gross again. It's good football from Brighton, but Jonjo Shelby eventually breaks up the play, and we'll look for a quick counter-attack if we can find one. There's Kennedy. Now this surely has to be two. Kennedy into the box, and not two. Good save by Matthew Ryan. And Philip can't get to the loose ball. I had two really good opportunities now to score a second goal, and I haven't taken them. A horrible feeling it may cost me come the end of the game. Kennedy played in there. And I've got the runner on the outside, but Jahanbakhsh has done well. Kennedy also doing well, though. I'll lay that in front of Key. Key will settle himself, and then draw a very good save at the goalkeeper. One strong arm up to deny me. Brighton playing very well at the minute. Lovely turn by Ozzy Perez. Just dropped the shoulder. I'm going to need to look for support. Oh, trying to get it to Max. Across here to Ritchie. Drop the shoulder. Whip it on the left. Well blocked. Just win this header, please. DeAndre's done well, but unfortunately, despite winning it well, he's not aimed it well. And now on the counter-attack, here come Brighton. Not again, please. We've slowed them down a little bit, but Andone will find Jahanbakhsh. Andone again. Gross. Pröper. Loose touch. Will clear it away. Oh, good header by Ozzy Perez. If he goes again, we could be in with a chance. Getting quite stretched now, the game. Kennedy's got the legs to get away from Saltor, and a decent delivery, but headed behind by Lewis Dunk. Corner for Newcastle. Came close from our last corner. Can we do so again? No, is the answer. Headed away. 25 minutes to go. Still locked at a goal apiece. Kennedy into Ozzy Perez. Kennedy's still here, so we'll use him. And there's Jonjo. Roll the defender that's next to me. That was nicely done. Max around the corner. Key. From the edge of the box again. Driven hard and low, but wide. Via a deflection, though. Chance from the set piece. Delivered. Looped. Good header. Too much underneath. No, Davy Pröper got something on that as well. Okay. Still the chance for a second goal. Punch cleared by Matthew Ryan. I'll get that out wide there to Key. Yes. The cell, I had to turn away from the defender that was with me there. Jonjo Shelby's turned well and runs straight into a defender. That's frustrating. Oh, I'm trying my hardest to get a second goal.
Newcastle United
from Brighton.
Southampton.
Izquierdo down the right-hand side. Delivers it into the middle, and Shelby's there. No, it's Philip Max. Key gets the ball given away to Davy Pröper. Jahanbakhsh to Pröper again. Well, lads, I haven't had the chance to make my substitutions yet, and I made them in the 80th minute. Jahanbakhsh again, back to Scalotto. It's good football from Brighton. Please don't score. Thank you, DeAndre. Stevens to Gross. That's a good turn, though. And saved by Dubravka. They're making a change as well with Glenn Murray coming on. It's either going to be a goal from this corner or a goal from the counter from this corner. Or the header clear won't go as central as I hoped it would have done. And it will be neither. And a 1-1 draw. Still better than the result in real life. Don't count your chickens yet, Ches. Pascal Gross to deliver the ball into the middle again. And cleared away again. It will be a draw here against Brighton. As I was about to say, better than the result in real life, but still not as good as we most certainly could have made it. Clinical chances not taken. A 1-1 draw against Brighton. Let's now hopefully go and beat Southampton. That is kind of what I thought at the beginning of the episode, was draw against Brighton, win against Southampton. So if I can get 3 points against the Saints, then I think I'll still be happy with today's episode. Provided we can then get through against Cardiff as well, of course. Gunn in goal for Southampton. Cedric, Vestergaard, Hoots and Bertrand at the back. Redmond, Armstrong, Lamina and El Yunusi as the midfield for Gabbiadini and De Jong up top. De Jong actually the league's top goal scorer, despite the fact that Southampton are down in like 19th. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him. Even though they're struggling, they've still got a decent goal threat. For Saints, Redmond back to Armstrong. Redmond again, delivered in, headed away by Jamal Lascelles. Like Gale brings it down, getting a start for the first time in a while. Ruben Loftus-Cheek also getting the nod ahead of Ki Sung-Young for this one. See if it makes the difference. Try and give us all 3 points for the first time today. That was supposed to go out wide, but never mind. Here's Nathan Redmond now for... Oh, nice turn. for Southampton, and driven hard low, and it will drop free, and thankfully Dubravka was on hand to make a quick and smart second save. Was saved from the second shot, sorry. Driven hard and low. I was going a long way wide, actually, by Mario Lemina. El Yunusi will take this corner short. Nathan Redmond with a step over. He started very brightly here, Nathan Redmond, causing me all sorts of problems, and if it weren't for the acrobatic clearance of John Joe Shelvey, Vestergaard may well have dived in there with the diving header and given them a 1-0 lead. How that's my throw, I'm not sure, but I'll take it. And Shelvey will look for Kennedy in behind here. I may have slightly overhit that. No, he will keep it in. And we'll cross it early. Oh, it's decent, but it's too close to the keeper. Poor goal kick. And Dwight Gale brings that down very nicely. Philip, get it to Dwight. Burst past the defender. Dwight Gale, he may well be earning himself a starting spot on a more regular basis, Dwight Gale, with the way that he's been impacting whenever he's played. Off the bench, he's made the side play better. And now from the start, giving us a goal after just 15 minutes here against Southampton. Ayoze Perez and Max Minion Phillips, sorry, have played well together as a partnership, but Dwight Gale is also very influential. I'll have to compare their contributions with regards to the amount of games played, like goals scored and assists, etc., comparatively to games played. And we may genuinely have to consider giving Dwight Gale a regular start, whether that be at striker ahead of Philip for a short while, or ahead of Ayoze Perez in that centre-forward role. One thing we know for sure is that the goalkeeping situation isn't changing. Dubravka will continue on in goal as he continues to keep us in the game here, headed away by Fabian Schär. Here's Bertrand, inside to Lemina, to Gabbiadini, into De Jong. Oh, how Shelvey hasn't got in the way of that, or even to the ball first, I'm not sure. Again, calling on Dubravka to stop them from getting a goal, and Loftus-Cheek could send Dwight Gale away here. Loftus-Cheek is going again. Oh, this is good football. Kennedy will stand it up into the middle, and Matt Ritchie said that is a wonderful second goal. Playing some good football today. Newcastle 2, Southampton 0. I'm pretty sure that will guarantee us 3 points in this second game, even though we're still only 27 minutes in. Gabbiadini will take this free kick. Just loft it in towards the box. Good header by Fabian Schär. Ritchie out to Loftus-Cheek. Ritchie's actually scored a goal in 3 Premier League games in a row now. Manchester United, Brighton, and now Southampton as well. He's really proving to be worth that right mid spot, and exactly the reason why, other than the youngster Hudson-Odoi, I didn't look to bring in a wide player in the midfield. Manolo Gabbiadini is going to take this free kick, and it's decent. It's a hell of a goal from Manolo Gabbiadini. That's outrageous. Such a good free kick. Let's have a look at the replay of that. It was right in the top corner. Oh, just between the heads of 2 defenders, and accurately placed. They're back in it, Southampton. This one isn't over yet. Now fighting back in this game. Trying to get themselves at least a point to lift them out of the relegation zone, or at least give them a chance of being closer to coming out of the relegation zone. But they are going to need to improve, having to rely on a dead ball so far. Oh, and Ritchie very nearly getting another goal. He's in such a good vein of form. John Joe just needed to nod that further on, backwards, to ensure we kept possession, although then subsequently giving it away. But then Manolo Gabbiadini's done exactly the same. Oh, Max has got the run on the defender now. He's in a good spot. Some good space. I'm going to try and pull this back from Matt Ritchie. Oh, he did get to it. He's going to trickle wide. I think it was more of a first touch than a shot there. Just a really bad, heavy touch with the outside of his foot. Keeper was quite happy to just sit there and watch it spin past this post and out for a goal kick. I've headed that straight back to me, though. It could be in again. Oh, beautiful pass. Ritchie just lofted up, and Kennedy, 3-1. Our 2-goal advantage is restored. 10 minutes into the second half. Newcastle 3, Southampton 1. Gabbiadini, Ward-Prowse, Gabbiadini again. Trying not to foul him at the minute, because he's obviously punished me once already. Ward-Prowse could have shot their first time. Instead, takes his time and then still shoots, allowing Dubravka to ensure that his near post is covered. Højbjerg has just come on for Armstrong, and that's away by Ritchie, having a great game. Matt Ritchie, absolutely brilliant game. as we are too as an entire team. It's been a while since we've played this well for the entirety of a game. So far we've done it for 63 minutes. If we can keep it up for the full 90, I'll be absolutely thrilled. John Shelby could take a touch on that. I'll be absolutely thrilled. Oh, good save to Pravka again. Having a hell of a game. Everyone's playing really well today. Not quite able to get the result against Brighton, although the performance levels were still up there. Just turning away from that challenge. Richie could cross it towards the back post, where there's someone waiting again, but over the bar from Maximilian Phillip. To James Ward-Prowse. Cross could come in here, and does. Well up Fabian Scher. Hoot lunges in there against Muto, who's just come off the bench. Kubiak. Oh, on the end of it, could save to Pravka. Honestly, man. No matter how well I'm playing, I'm only still in this game because of my goalkeeper. He's been brilliant. Shelby chested that on towards Callum Hudson-Odoi. Gets there first, and then Muto does the same for the next ball too. Looks to play that inside there to Ki Sung-young. Around the corner to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Blocked by Ryan Bertrand. Current Chelsea loanee against former Chelsea left-back. And overhead kick. And over the bar from Fabian Scher. Just tackled by Keon Ward-Prowse, but it still drops free for him. Yedlin trying to skip away from Ariel Lamina. Shelby across to Max. Hudson-Odoi will make the run or play him in behind so we can race onto it. How good is his crossing? Can he find Muto? Oh, he's looking for Matt Ritchie! It's the defender that clears it away. I've got the cat clawing at my leg and meowing at me. I'm not sure if the mic's picking that up, but the header on target, but not going to cause the keeper any problems, and that will be game. 3-1. Oh, pleased with that. And Matt Ritchie's goal-scoring streak continues. Can we keep it going for a 4th consecutive game? Cardiff City, Smithies in goal, Amian, Jubal, Bamba and Cunningham, Mendes Lang, Arta Timor, Kopic, Bobby Reed and Danny Ward. It's a very similar side that played against us in the league, although a couple of slight changes. Smithies in for Etheridge, and I believe that Jubal at centre-back didn't start, but it's pretty similar. Let's hope for a similar result. 2 players keep their starting spot from the Premier League games in this episode against Brighton and Southampton, those being goal streak Matt Ritchie and goalkeeper Dubravka. Other than that, it's a rotated 11 for the Carabao Cup, as we said that we would do this season. Obviously, the league takes priority. Looking for Matt Ritchie, the back post. Could have gotten him off to another fantastic start, but cleared away by the defenders. Keogh in there to Key. Ritchie was, again, space to run into. He's the form player for me right now, and they're not giving him enough attention here. Hudson-Odoi will head that back across. And the swinging left leg of Muto or Zozi Perez wasn't able to get to it. The toe poke of the right, though, does. Good strength from Iosi Perez, firing back at Dwight Gale. Well then, we've got a real battle turning out for that first team centre-forward spot. Dwight Gale playing very well, but Iosi Perez trying to show me that he can be just as good. Great strength and an accurate finish. Nicely done. Oh, nice challenge. Here's Damore. I genuinely thought that was in for a moment. Bobby Reed, one hell of a strike on his left foot. How far away was it? He hit that so hard. Really good, clean connection. But just an inch or so wide of the post. Very nearly 1-1 immediately. Really good football. I don't know where it's come from, but the longer it continues, the happier I'm going to be. Oh, Isaac Hayden just gets that first. Matt Ritchie, I really wanted to shoot there, but I won't. Hudson-Odoi off the post. Oh, no, Iosi Perez can't get to the rebound. And there's a foul given as he tried to get to it on Son Bamba, who eventually cleared the ball. And in close as well to a second goal, but not in the back of the net yet.
They're playing Leicester City in their next match.
Oh, it's given away. That's really poor, and Muto's in behind. Chance to make it 2-0 and kill the game off. Muto! Game over. Newcastle 2, Cardiff 0, and then the architects of their own downfall. Absolutely woeful pass at the back there, with 3 Newcastle attackers around and only 2 defenders. Why is he trying to pass it to the man next to him? Drilled into the bottom corner by Muto. That is 2-0 and almost certainly now game over. Over the top looking for Hudson-Odoi. He is carrying a knock. But he's still chugging away to get to that. How's his cross? Decent. On the volley. Oh, Muto. Was it Iosi Perez? Actually, it was Iosi again. That was superb. He swung and missed the one on the volley with his left foot in the first half, but still scored from the chance. And this time around, he doesn't need the second opportunity. First bite of the cherry, all in one. Great volley. Iosi Perez, I think, will be keeping that starting spot. Harry Arthur to deliver the free kick into the box. Won powerfully by Isaac Hayden, but only as far as the Cardiff player, I made a couple of changes to just keep things fresh on the field. We brought on Jacob Murphy for Hudson-Odoi, who's carrying a knock. And we've also brought on Mo Diarmi in the middle to just give us a little bit more defensive solidity with the extra physical approach. To do things exactly like that. Matt Ritchie spread this up way too nicely to Murphy. Look to get away from Amian. Oh, it's a good challenge, and I think that may well be Cardiff's throw as well. No, it's mine. We'll keep going. Murphy inside there to Hayden. There's Mo Diarmi. And the chance was well saved by Smithies. Good strike from Mo Diarmi. Has been known to score the odd worldie. Matt Ritchie to deliver. And headed by Iosi Perez. Very nearly a hat-trick. Very nearly a hat-trick. Matt Ritchie not looking like he's going to continue his goal-scoring streak here, but he might be able to keep up his contribution streak if he can get an assist. Here's Wagner. Not going to shoot with him. Ritchie spins. I'm sorely tempted to just try and go solo with him, but I won't. Diarmi will knock that down if he can, but unfortunately cleared away. We are most certainly going to get the victory, though, here against Cardiff. We've been dominant, although I have to be honest, we have only been dominant in today's episode against the second and bottom club, second from and bottom clubs in the Premier League. So we can't get too carried away. A draw against Brighton and then a win against the two worst sides in the Premier League. So it's still not amazing here at Newcastle, but in games against those down near the bottom, you have to make sure that you maximise your potential points haul, and we've done exactly that. Iosi Perez will turn and look for his hat-trick, but it's a great last-ditch tackle from Sol Bamba. It will just be 3-0. Manquillo driving forward. Ritchie's made the run, so we'll play him in, and we'll cut back inside. Ritchie wanting to go solo. Rephrase. I'm wanting to go solo with Ritchie to try and get that third goal in today's episode and fourth consecutive goal for him in a game for me. It's not going to happen, but this, of course, being a cup game means that he could continue his Premier League goal-scoring streak in tomorrow's episode. So fingers crossed he'll be able to do that. He's been one hell of a consistent performer for us on that right-hand side, Matt Ritchie. But the man of the moment in that game was most certainly Iosi Perez. Superb second goal after he fought hard to get his first. We're into the 5th round of the Carabao Cup, which is, of course, the quarter-finals. Callum Hudson-Odoi only out for 5 days, thankfully, with that injury. And the win against Cardiff has shot us up to 7th. We are, of course, only 3 points away from being 15th. So let's not get too carried away after 10 games. Especially, like we say, playing against Southampton, who were towards, well, they're second from bottom, well, at least they were. Watford, Bournemouth and Burnley tomorrow, though, is another opportunity to pick up some decent points. Southampton are up to 17th now as they won at some point in today's episode in the league. Cardiff off the bottom as well. Fulham now find themselves rooted to the bottom spot. But Watford is 16th, Burnley are 14th and Bournemouth are 11th. So 3 bottom half teams tomorrow. I'd like a nice haul of points, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on more. There will be a My Player episode tonight, of course, the start of Season 2. And I'm going to go and record that now. I'll see you next time.